Sarge.
Supposed to be law on Powder River. If Sheriff Connor can't enforce it, let's get a sheriff who can.
We'll quit when Sheriff Connor quits. It's the sheriff.
Your brother, Miss Connors. He can take care of himself.
Come on, brother. Come on, kid.
Hey, here. What's this all about?
Just cracking this up, Dad.
So that's what you want, is it? Man, I've been sheriff here since Powder River was nothing but a stagecoach stop. I know what it means having a railroad come through that'll hook us up with the rest of the world. We'll be reaping the reward of a lot of long, lean years of working, hoping, and going without. And that's why I won't auction off the rancher's land for back taxes.
I'm speaking for the townspeople, and I don't see why we all got to be murdered in our beds just so you can protect your own brother's land.
He's right, Jeff. My brother is the best sheriff you'll ever get. And I can't see any sense in him losing his job on account of us ranchers. He'll put up our land at auction tomorrow.
Somebody's been stopping at nothing in this town. And it's said to grab off that land the minute it's put up on sale. Outlaws trying to tell you what to do. And if you give in to them now, you're digging your own graves.
There's a couple of fresh graves on Boot Hill now, Sheriff. What are you doing about them?
Yeah, what are you doing about them?
We know you're through, Connors, even if you don't.
And we're asking to resign.
I won't resign.
And we'll get up a petition to have you impeached.
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing to do.
Wait a minute, please. Wait a couple of days. It's gonna be all right. I've sent for the Durango kid.
You what?
I wrote him of all the trouble we've been having here, and how much we needed him and his horse, Raider.
How did you know where the Durango kid was?
I didn't, but I just addressed a letter to Texas. He'll get it. What makes you think the Durango kid couldn't help us?
Maybe he could help us, son. But Texas is a mighty big state.
And you're a mighty little boy to be writing the Durango kid.
He'll come. I know he will. And when he does...
You'd better go on home, son.
Jeff, there ain't no use in your bucking the townsfolk when they're going to throw you out for it.
There ain't no use of doing anything you know's dead wrong, either.
Willing to stake everything on what you think is right, eh? Willing to stake everything on what he thinks is right.
Wouldn't change his mind, huh?
My brother always was a pig-headed fool.
There's a sudden way to get around stubbornness. That is, if he wasn't your brother.
I'm running this show. Have the men knock over the stage on the payroll run. That'll make the townspeople sign that petition.
Guess I made an awful fool of myself. Of Dad, too.
You tried to help, Larry. Dad understands.
Hi, young Raider. When are you gonna grow up to be like the real Raider, huh? You're a mighty little fellow to be called Raider. I sure ought to have better sense Then I think a letter from me will bring the Durango kid.
Well, we ought to be getting towards Powder River soon. Looks plumb peaceful around here to me.
Yeah, sure does.
I hope we ain't falling for somebody's joke. You know, I'd just be madder than a bull if I thought somebody was making fun of the Durango kid.
I don't think anybody is, Smiley.
Come on.
About time you started playing on that clarinet, isn't it?
Well, you know, Steve, I can't get a note out of that pesky thing.
That's what I mean.
See there?
Sounds wonderful.
But I didn't make a noise on that then.
That's what I mean.
Steve, do you remember in that kid's letter that he said there was going to be murdering and killing and shooting? Huh. Could be that kid knew what he was talking about.
We'll find out. Come on.
Glad you come along. And I'd like to know your names, because I never want to forget you.
This is my friend Smiley Burnette, Sheriff Connor. My name's Randall, Steve Randall.
Mighty grateful to both you men. Say, how'd you know my name, mister?
Before I left Texas, I made it a point to find out who you were, Sheriff. You see, I was aiming to ask you for a job.
And you couldn't do no better than having my old pal Steve for a deputy sheriff. He's an ex-Texas Ranger. Looks to me like you could use a few deputies, too, if you're riding escort on that stage all by yourself.
I could use 100 new deputies.
Then I get the job?
I'm afraid not.
Why?
Oh, nothing against you, Mr. Randall. Only I don't think right now would be a very good time to swear in any new men. Thanks again, boys. Come on.
We'll follow him into town. So you won't change your mind? Well, if you do, you'll find us at the hotel.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, son. Boys, this is my son, Larry.
Glad to know you, Larry.
Likewise, Larry. Holy smoke. Hey, that's the name of the old pet hog I used to have. Say, it's a small world, ain't it?
Take care of the horses, Smiley.
Come on, I'll show you where the stables are.
I beg your
Oh,
pardon.
I'm sorry. It's my fault. I guess I'm a little excited.
Not at all. My mistake.
Thank you.
Doris! Hi, Sis! I see you've already met Mr. Randall.
That's right, Larry. It was a sudden meeting.
Smiley's been telling me how they save the stage. Doris!
Larry, you got a letter.
A letter?
Came in on the stage. It's postmarked Texas.
Texas?
Sure, they got post offices in Texas. Holy smoke. Hey, Steve,
Doris! Maybe it must be. Come on. You gotta hear it, too. If you hadn't saved the stage, I'd never have got it. Dear Larry Connor, thanks for writing and telling me about the trouble in Powder River. I'm pretty busy now, but we'll try and come up. The Durango Kid. So the Durango Kid wouldn't answer me, huh? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's spread the good news.
Take it easy, son. I'm not sure I like this Durango business.
Oh, but Dad.
Works outside the law, don't he? May even be a price on his head. No, son. Sheriff can't throw in with a criminal.
He ain't no criminal.
Do you know the Durango Kid?
do I know the Durango Kid? Do I know the Durango Kid? Why, him and me...
What he means is the Durango Kid has caused him a lot of trouble from time to time.
You said it.
Why, he's the most honest, strongest, smartest, bravest...
I wouldn't go that far, Larry.
Do you know the Durango Kid?
Yes, you see, he got under my skin once down in Texas. And look, Sheriff, if he does come up this way, that's another good reason why you should make me a deputy.
You're kind of hard to discourage. The only reason I wouldn't put you on is because I might not be the sheriff much longer.
Oh, but Dad, when word gets around about Larry's letter, it'll make a big difference.
I don't think it will. But if it does, you'll be wearing a badge before sundown.
These old boots of mine maybe need a shine, but there's nothing wrong with that. I can ride on by with my head held high. I got a new 10-gallon hat. Though my pants are worn and my shirt is torn, I'll go right on standing pat. Feeling kind of gay, for I spent my pay on a new 10-gallon hat. Maybe I'm plumb loco, dolling up my cocoa and I need a shirt instead. Maybe I'm not clever, maybe I should never let a hat go to my head. But I'm glad I did, 'cause a brand new lid perks me up in nothing flat. How can I go wrong, long as I belong to a new 10-gallon hat? Got a new 10-gallon hat. Got a new 10-gallon hat. Maybe I'm plumb loco, dolling up my cocoa when I need a shirt instead. Maybe I'm not clever, maybe I should never let a hat go to my head. But I'm glad I did, 'cause a brand new lid perks me up in nothing flat. How can I go wrong, long as I belong to a new 10-gallon, a new 10-gallon, a new 10-gallon, a new 10-gallon, a new 10-gallon hat.
Well, they're pretty good, Miss Doris, when you figure out that I just organized them this afternoon.
It was nice of you boys to come and play for us.
Oh, they're glad to come. A lot of fun. Travis, you take this and I want a bigger one. You done right good too, Duncan.
To peace and prosperity in Powder River through the efforts of our new deputy sheriff, Steve Randall.
And the Durango Kid.
Larry, show Steve your scrapbook on the Durango Kid.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, Larry.
Never saw such hero worship. I hope Durango never lets him down.
I'm sure he won't.
This is just a little bit about him. He's done 1,000 things the newspapers have never heard of.
Is that right? Does anyone know what the Durango Kid looks like?
Sure, I do. I've got a picture of him here in this book. Ain't he wonderful?
How are you, Smiley? There's still something wrong. I've got it, Slade. The Durango Kid only packs one gun.
I aim to pack my own artillery.
You'll do as I tell you.
What about the horse?
Looks exactly like the original Raider. Good. I got a feeling that if the Durango Kid ever shows up in Powder River, he'll find a welcoming committee carrying a rope with a noose on the end of it.
Hey, Smiley, guess what?
What? Holy smoke.
Ain't it great? I gotta get going. See you there.
Yeah. Holy smoke.
Steve, it's 3 o'clock.
That's right.
Well, that don't leave you very much time. Why on earth didn't you tell me I could have been ready?
Smiley, you been sitting in the sun again?
You mean you told me and I forgot?
Forgot what?
The meeting. The Durango Kid's calling a meeting of all the ranchers.
What?
The meeting, the Durango meeting.
Where?
Oak Canyon.
When?
Holy smokes, you've forgotten everything. You're supposed to be at Oak Canyon at 3 o'clock.
You know what that means?
Yes, it means you've been working too hard. You need a rest.
Maybe. Come on.
You men ought to have a clear field for an hour more. Get going.
Wonder where they're going in such a hurry.
I'm here because you need my help. Now, I ain't one to brag on myself, but I figure the days of outlaws in this territory is about over. Trouble's my meat.
If I was you and thought that was me, I'd commit suicide.
Me and Ritter have met up with plenty of bad men before. But when we do, we always come out with our guns blazing.
Get that, Smiley. Our friend there is used to packing 2 guns.
When I once get started, you're going to see a big difference.
He's just stalling for time.
Now, the Durango Kid's going to need some help. That's why I've had you ranchers come to this meeting.
He's got a lot of able-bodied men listening to him.
I need your loyalty.
You know, I didn't like the looks of that bunch riding into town.
But remember, the Durango Kid makes short work of any double-crossers.
Smiley, you wait here. I got work to do.
Now, that's all I have to say for today. I'm going now, but I'll return when you least expect it. You're in for some big surprises.
Sure talked a heap, didn't he?
Yeah, if he can kill bandits like he can kill time, maybe we'll be better off.
I told them they were in for some big surprises. They'll be surprised, all right.
That got him.
This your idea of a joke, Slade? Get going. We got the bank money.
Slade, eh? So that's his name. Reach! Climb down. Unbuckle your gun belts, left hand. Throw 'em over there. All right, you. Bring me that loot. Throw it over the horn. Be quick about it. Scatter your horses.
I found him that way. His horse brung him in.
Get Doc Handle, somebody.
Get the doc, quick, hurry.
Larry. Larry, it's me, Dad.
Aye, Dad.
How'd it happen, son? Who done it? Larry, tell me, who done it?
The Durango kid.
Money, Sheriff.
Come in, boy.
Hello, Doris.
Hello.
Well, Larry, how's the pacing today?
Larry, I was out back of the barn rummaging in the iron pile, and guess what? I found a boot. If we had another one, we'd have a pair.
Well, now, isn't it funny, Smiley? I found one, too.
Steve, how about that? Ain't that stitching beautiful?
Did you ever see a better pair?
Thanks. They're sure swell.
What's the trouble, Doris?
Please don't mind me. Can't help it. You couldn't know.
Know what?
Larry may never walk again. Dr. Handel said the bullet grazed his spine.
I'm sorry.
I'm just dying for you to see the spurs I bought for him, too. Say they'll jangle with every step you take. And just the other day...
Smiley. Afraid we'll have to leave now.
Well, we'll be in again to see you soon.
Right, Sonny. Bye.
Larry and I are taking the afternoon stage to the Capitol to see a specialist there.
That's fine, Doris. If there's anything else we can do to help, why, just call on us.
If you could only forget who shot him. Steve, Larry doesn't want to get well.
And I think you ought to be on the stage with Doris and Larry, headed for the Capitol.
That'll be running away.
It has nothing to do with running away. You've got to see the governor and have him put through that railroad by the end of this month.
With the Durango kid at large, I doubt if the people will wait that long. You'd best resign, Jeff, before something happens to you.
Yeah, it is strange that nothing's ever happened to the sheriff.
There ain't an outlaw living that can dry gulch me.
Maybe that's it. Anyway, what about it? Are you going to the Capitol?
I might as well while I'm still in office.
So this big tough gal, she says to him, now look at you, young feller, if you're a-fixin' to marry me, you got to go see my pa. He says, what for? Have I got to get your pa's consent? And she says, heck no. I just thought you might like to see what Ma's done to him. Play, boys!
Well, come along, boys, and listen to my tale. Gonna tell you about my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come-a-tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come-a-tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. Well, I woke up one morning on the old Chisholm Trail, a rope in my hand and a heifer by the tail. Come-a-tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Come-a-tie-yi, yippee-yippee-yay. boss and I called for my roll. He had me figured out, $9 in the hole. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Well, a stray in the herd, and the boss said, kill it. I hit him in the head with the handle of a skillet. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay.
I've got a hunch the sheriff didn't leave Powder River 1 minute too soon. Come on, Smiley. We're going to take a look at that petition. Pardon me.
Unless you're figuring on adding your name to the list, you better keep your hands off that paper.
I was just looking to see if a certain name was down there yet. Name of Slade. I see you've never heard of him, Taggart.
Look here, Randall. I don't know what you're driving at, but I don't like the sheriff's men hanging around my place.
Why not? Afraid the law will interfere with your business?
What do you mean by that?
Just this, Taggart. I mean, your place is the only one in town that's missed out on all this rust out. How come?
I'll show you how come.
Easy. Give that back to him when he cools off. As for you scared ranchers, if you want Sheriff Corner out of office before he can even get to the Capitol, just keep on signing this petition.
Well, that was nice going, Steve, but it ain't gonna stop that petition. In a couple of more days, they'll have so many signatures.
In a couple of more days, they'll wish they never heard of that petition.
Well, Steve, not the Durango kid. Why, they got him painted so black around here, a rattlesnake wouldn't keep company with him. He's poison.
Maybe so. I'm going to use a little of that poison. Huh.
So much as look at that petition, it'll be the last thing you ever see.
Deputy, we demand you stop this Durango kid.
He's threatening to kill us all if we sign the petition to remove Sheriff Connor.
Well, if you signed it.
We wouldn't dare.
But aren't you afraid of what the outlaws will do to you if you don't sign it?
Outlaws, chicken feed. We want you to get the Durango kid.
I'll see what I can do.
We don't want you to see what you can do. We want you to do it.
Yes, sir.
A fine bunch you are. I want that petition signed, and I want it signed quick.
Threats don't do any good now. Everybody's scared of the Durango kid.
Then get the Durango kid. Slade, that'll be your job.
Not me. I'm through. I want my dough, and I'm clearing town.
You'll get your dough when I'm through with you.
You better pay off, and quick.
Follow him and see that he don't come back.
Not yet. I got a better plan for Slade. We can use him when the sheriff comes back.
What's the big idea?
I don't need that one. This one will do it. Don't you hit me with that. That'd hurt.
How come you live so long, stupid?
Two guns. Holy smoke. Hey, kid, come here. Would you like to earn a penny? 2 pennies? It's a deal. Take this note to Deputy Sheriff Randall. Have you got change for a 10?
How about cooking up some grub?
Good idea.
Oh, for me? Thanks, Sonny. There you are. Hey, you keep it, Sonny. Got a letter from Jeff. Said he saw the governor and the railroad will be coming through in a month. He also said he'll be coming in on Friday's stage.
Friday? Why, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the word I've been waiting for. Now, this is where we use Slade. As the Durango kid, he's going to stop that stage. There's going to be a lot of gunplay, and maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Pass the word along.
Oh, Mr. Connor.
What are you doing here?
Oh, looking for troublemakers, same as usual?
Good. I just gave Taggart a piece of my mind. The nerve of him pushing himself for my brother's job.
Sit down, won't you?
No, thank you. I've got to be getting home.
Oh, what do you hear from your brother?
Not a thing. I can't imagine why he doesn't write. You haven't heard from him, have you?
I haven't had any more letters than you have.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Good night.
I'll open for 10. By me. Come out of there. Come out of there.
These will be passing Dry Forks in about an hour, so we got to get moving. You all set, Slade?
Yeah. Did Taggart send my dough?
I got your payoff. You'll get it as soon as the job's over. You two finish that guy off. He knows too much.
Now, look, don't shoot me. Why don't you torture me for a couple of hours? After all, I know who the real Durango kid is, and I might tell you.
You know who the real Durango kid is?
Yes, sir.
Who is he?
Uh-oh, not so fast. You got to torture me. Even then, I might not talk.
You'll talk, all right. Bring him along. The boss would like to get that information.
Take him to the shack, Smiley. I'm going to stick with those outlaws till they meet the stage.
There's only one Durango kid, and you're not him. Get on this horse.
Hey, Slade. When we get to the stage, you ride out first. Scatter out, boys. All right, Slade, get out in the middle of the road. Don't worry about the gun guard. We'll take care of him. Slade must have been wise. He double-crossed us at the last minute, but he got his right along with the sheriff when the stage went over the cliff.
It worked out all right, no thanks to you.
There wasn't a chance of anyone living through that wreck. I thought you'd want to know what happened right away.
There's nothing I can do till the town's got proof that Sheriff Connor's dead.
Why don't you kill us now and get it over with?
Smiley, bring him out. Did you call me Durango? Uh-oh, keep them hands up there. I ain't fooling. I'm really mad. Why don't you take that mask down so Miss Doris and the sheriff can see that beautiful face of yours?
It's Slade. But we still have to find the ringleader. I want you and Miss Doris to do exactly what I tell you.
Hey, whoa! Whoa! Here comes the deputy sheriff bringing in the Durango kid.
The Durango kid's been captured.
Get up to the sheriff's office. They got the Durango kid.
The Durango kid?
Line down. Smiley, take Miss Doris home, and then you better call a doctor. Doris, what is it?
Oh, Dad, he's been killed.
Doris, this is a terrible shock. That crowd's getting pretty ugly. By night, they'll be plumb set on getting the Durango kid.
I ain't the Durango kid, and you know it.
I might be able to move you out of town where it'd be a lot safer, if you'll only talk.
I'll talk all right. You're the Durango kid, not me. I'll talk and I'll tell them.
Go ahead.
Hey!
You've made my bed in Powder River, Slade. Looks like you'll have to sleep in it.
Hey, get me out of here! Let me out!
I'd like to have a few words with you privately. All right. Clear the office, man. Now, what is it?
It's Taggart. Since the news of my brother's death, he's been making speeches to get himself appointed acting sheriff. I was wondering if you could do something to stop him.
Not a thing. This is a country of free speech and elections. Anything else on your mind, Connor?
Has the Durango kid talked yet?
Not yet.
I'd sure like to know who it is that's behind all this.
That's what I'd like to know, Connor.
I picked myself for sheriff.
Fine. Go ahead with the auctions, Taggart. The only one who can stop us now is Sheriff Connor.
And he's dead.
I don't think he is dead.
What's the matter with him? Gunshot. Must have come through that window. He hasn't been dead more than 10 minutes.
Well, you better get out of here now and start doing something, because Taggart's acting like he's the sheriff and he's about to auction off the ranches.
Smiley, you do everything you can to hold up the proceedings. I'm going to talk with Bill Connor.
You'll have to ride awful fast if you do. He rode out of town with Doris quite a while ago.
Rode out of town with Doris? Then that means she didn't fool him.
Maybe not.
Don't forget, do everything you can to hold up that auction.
It's off in that direction.
How much farther?
Just a little ways. Oh, Dad, be surprised.
We must be tidy.
Beat it.
This'll cool you off. It gets colder if you let it run.
Order! Order! By the power invested in me, I hereby...
Wait. Oh, the gavel. I'll get it. Oh, I found it.
Get this Nesmith off the platform.
Hello, honey. Hello, Bill.
Howdy, Jeff.
Steve sent Uncle Bill with instructions to come and get you. The auctions are starting.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Not so fast, Jeff. I hadn't planned on having those auctions stopped. I guess it does sort of surprise you to find out that I'm a pretty big shot after all. You were always a strong member of our family. I was the weak one, had to be helped all the time by you.
What in heaven's name are you talking?
You always were a fool, Jeff Connor. A trusting, mealy-mouthed, no-good fool. And fools don't live long unless they've got a brother to protect them.
Are you out of your head?
I've protected you for years because you were a good front. I've made a nice fortune, too, on the tips you gave me. I'm going to use that money now to buy all the ranch land around here.
Bill, you're mad.
Whereas the aforementioned properties are delinquent in taxes, said properties will therefore be auctioned for public sale in accordance with the law as set down by this state. Now, we will begin with...
Just a minute. In honor of this great occasion, we thought it'd be nice if we had a little music. Play, boys. To keep yourself in tip-top shape and keep the body buzzing, you have to take your exercise, the lazy daily dozen. Whoa, you put your left ear in, you put your left ear out, you put your left ear in and you circle it all about. You put your right ear in, you put your right ear out, you put your right ear in and you circle it all about. All right, everybody take your exercise. Oh, you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you circle it all about. You put your left arm in, you put your left arm out, you put your left arm in, and you circle it all about. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you circle it all about. You put your knuckle in, you take your knuckle out. You put your knuckle in, and you circle it all about. You put your right arm in, you put your right arm out. You put your right arm in, and you circle it all about. You put your both arms in, you put your both arms out. You put your both arms in, and you circle it all about. You put your left knee in, you put your left knee out. You put your left knee in, and you circle it all about.
I'll shoot the next person who holds up this auction. Now, let's get going. We'll start with the Newton Ranch.
Good work, Smiley. That's the way we want them.
The bidding for the Newton Ranch will begin at...
The bidding will begin at $50,000. Do I hear any bids?
Hey!
You're under arrest, Haggart.
He's a fine colt, Larry. You ready, Smiley?
Sure hate to see you leave, Randall.
Well, I don't think you'll have any more trouble, Sheriff, now that Taggart and his crowd are in jail.
I'll always be grateful for what you've done.
My thanks are due to Larry here for bringing me to Powder River in the first place. I'm much obliged, Larry.
Gee, Mr. Durango. I mean, Steve. Do you think I'll ever be seeing you again?
You sure will. Your father and I were talking things over, and we've agreed. When young Raider here is old enough to take you on a hard day's ride, you're coming down to Texas and visit with me.
Gee, Raider, did you hear what he said?
Bye, Doris. Bye, Sheriff.
Maybe I'm plumb loco, dolling up my cocoa when I need a shirt instead. Maybe I'm not clever, maybe I should never let a hat go to my head. But I'm glad I did, 'cause a brand new lid perks me up in nothing flat. How can I go wrong long as I belong to a new 10-gallon hat?